What's up, boys and girls?
Boys and girls?
Fuck off. You do this shit every week. It's episode 11 of the Chaingang podcast. We got a lot to cover this week. Unfortunately, we have to talk about the Steelers losing to the Lions. But before we get into that, I want to say, guys, please share these YouTube videos, okay? I'm putting in so much time, like, editing and shit. And usually I'm not a guy that, like, not begs, but, like, you know, it would be nice to get some recognition. I don't know. We got like our lowest views on the last video, and that's probably partly because I didn't put it out far enough in advance. So if you want episodes to come out on a certain day, drop it in the comments so that we're not getting stuck with, like, you know, the people that procrastinate like me and wait to hear the recap of last week in the NFL the night before the next one starts. So yeah, shares would be greatly appreciated. And we are also on other platforms like Spotify and SoundCloud, so check us out there.
Can we use my rapper name on SoundCloud?
Lomana.
What is it? Lomana.
My rapper name? It's Jackboy LaFleur.
Oh.
What? Oh, man.
It was a random name I got in a UFC game a while back, and I decided if I ever became a rapper, that would be my name.
I'd like to do that.
Okay, that I kind of want that to stay.
Or Mr. Unsafe.
Mr. Unsafe. That is a great rapper name. Oh shit, where was it? Oh yeah. So we have to talk about the Steelers today. You know. It was probably the most painful 3 hours of football that I've ever sat through. It was pretty bad. But we're going to also talk about the Chargers. We're going to introduce a new topic today. Who needs encroachment? So who needs encouragement? Who's been struggling lately? We'll talk about it. And then we're also going to talk about the Seahawks because they put up nothing against the Packers. And, you know, that's definitely something we have to look at. And then we're going to end it off with controversial calls and game picks this week. But as we always do, we got to start with our headlines of Week 11. And the first one that we got is kind of sad. Chase Young, unfortunately, tore his ACL this past week and obviously will be out for the year. So not that it has a great effect on the football team in general, just because they're like 3-6. So they're not really in contention at all. But, you know, it always sucks to see, you know, a young guy go down with an injury like this, especially honestly on a year that he's struggling. You know, Chase Young has not been what he has been, you know, what he was last year. So it's tough.
All right. Jacoby Myers scores his first receiving touchdown.
Yay! Jacoby Myers!
It took 3 years, almost 1,500 yards. And it's weird with him being probably the best receiver on the Patriots. It took him this long. He should be it should have been easy for him. He should be the top pass catcher on the Patriots right now. And not a single touchdown reception. So that's insane. I'm happy for him. One of my favorite players on the team. Let's go Pats.
And then Hunter Henry has been eating up a lot of those touchdowns, I will say. Yeah. He's a good red zone target. So
I think Jacoby Myers literally went up and down the field 15 times on ever scoring.
Yeah, I know. And didn't he dive in when he didn't have to?
Yeah, he did not have to dive, and he made sure he was.
He had to make sure.
Dude, I would too. He also had 131 catches. Like after that, I'd be like, okay, I am scoring.
It's about time. And he won a couple weeks ago and got called back.
I do remember that one. That was pretty funny. Well, happy that he finally got, you know, his first TD.
Yeah, he did. I'm proud of him. You know who else did really well? As our great analyst Dylan Sim predicted, Mike White had the game of a lifetime. He came out, he just destroyed the Bills as you said he would, didn't he, Dylan?
Look, I didn't say he'd destroy the Bills, okay?
You said he beat the Bills.
I did say that.
You thought Mike White and the Jets were going to beat the Bills. And where did that take you, Dylan? Mike White's 4 interceptions.
It almost took – it might take me to a losing record.
I think it might take you a losing record. That was an interesting take. Justin, you weren't here for that, but Dylan picked Mike White and the Jets over the Bills.
Yeah. I replaced Justin this week. Last week.
He was the U of the game picks this weekend. Mike White proves he is now a one-hit wonder.
The Chiefs are back. Well, Mahomes, he had a good game, so maybe the Chiefs are back. He went 35 for 50, 400 yards, and count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns. So he had a pretty good game after. I don't think he had any interceptions last game either. So
Wow.
He did
That might
not.
be-
And
end of an era.
yeah, I like how when Statboy was counting off the touchdowns, he did it a lot faster so that we didn't get confused again or the way
Yeah.
to interrupt him.
He learned the hard way.
Yeah. But
Not
yeah,
one.
Mahomes.
Not 2, not 3, not
Dude,
4.
Mahomes actually
Not 5.
played- Holy shit.
It was 5.
Oh, wait, it was 5.
Mahomes put up great numbers against the Raiders. He played very well Sunday night, and it looked like this offense, it kind of flashed us back to, what they were last year. And this might be, I know I jump on, things, but I think this is something that is very significant. And I think, the Chiefs offense might not perform like this every week, but I think they're obviously, now going in the right direction, especially now they get Clyde Edwards-Helaire back this week. So we'll see. So those are kind of our headlines for week 10. So the first actual topic we got today, like I said before, we're going to talk about the Steelers. It was very disappointing to watch that game and see them put up the most pitiful performance I've seen them put up in a while. So guys, my question to you is, do the Steelers get away with tying the Lions because Big Ben wasn't there?
It depends on who you ask, because I'm always rooting for the Lions. I love an underdog. I've taken too many times this season, but as Steelers fans, I think you guys should be ashamed.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
we're quite
yeah. I after that game, I left Ryan's room and said, I don't want to watch football for the rest of the day.
It's almost as if in overtime, we wanted the Lions to win. We really did. They also wanted us to win. A real piss poor game.
Yeah, I'm still not
It was
convinced that
bad.
Dan Campbell didn't pay us off.
I think someone paid someone off.
Yeah.
It was bad. I really knew that it was a shit game whenever an NFC East fan told me this was the worst game he's ever seen.
Yeah,
That
That
hurt.
was
and I
bad.
couldn't even argue because
He's right.
it was that bad. It really was. Like,
Mhm.
and to answer the question I kind of stated earlier, I think this should be taken with a grain of salt, but even with a backup quarterback, we should be able to beat the Lions, especially because they didn't even, it's not like they played that well. Like the Lions didn't play that well.
That's why I
Well,
was
that's
really
all they could
impressed
do.
with our run defense was absolutely terrible. That's the only
yeah.
reason that it was anything. Like Mason Rudolph is awful, as I've told you all year, and you continue to tell me he's better than Big Ben. But
Okay, no, I never said he's better than Big Ben. I said he would be a solid quarterback to replace Big Ben once he goes.
he's not. But
Well, I don't
also,
think either of them are solid quarterbacks. You should trade him for Mike White.
No,
Mike White.
Yeah, Mike
Hey,
White.
Big Ben. I don't even want to hear shit about Big Ben because Big Ben, he might not, look
Be
the
good.
greatest. He might not look the greatest, but he's actually putting up some decent numbers. And we were on a 4-game win streak.
Justin, he may not be slinging the ball 6-7 yards downfield, but it
Yeah.
gets to the guys when it gets to the guys.
Yeah,
right?
and no interceptions. There's none.
Not an interception.
There's none.
Hard to intercept a screen pass, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, but like you said, Ryan, our run defense was treacherous. Like it was so bad. We gave up over 200. Who gives up 200 rushing yards to the Lions? Who? They
What was that word you
2
said?
years ago. Hold on. 2 years
Oh my
ago.
God.
2 years ago, they for the first time. Wait,
What the word did you?
am I missing
A
something?
treacherous.
Treacherous?
Did I say treacherous?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
Atrocious.
Did you mean
You
atrocious?
know what I meant, okay? I can't fucking talk about the podcast. That's the ironic.
Treacherous and atrocious make a treacherous time.
Yes, you know what? That's my new word. The Steelers defense was a treacherous this week, okay? Fucking.
It's like
we
your
couldn't-
other phrase.
Me
Like
and
when you
Ryan
shit the
took
bed,
a
but
second
you
look.
said fuck the bed.
Fuck the
Fuck
bed.
the bed.
The Steelers also
Man, these
fucked
guys
the bed
really
this week.
fucked the bed.
They fucked the bed,
Yeah,
okay?
they're treacherously fucked the bed.
They
I'll
did.
stand
They
by it.
fucking 200 rushing yards to the fucking Lions, who like 2 years ago had their first 100-yard rusher in like 6 years.
Oh.
How the fuck did that
Oh,
happen?
man.
How?
If we
They
guys,
literally-
if we do ever get to a point where we can sell merch, fuck the bed should definitely be on a shirt.
yes, dude. No, we have so.
Treacherous.
I almost just want to make shirts just for us, just like there's like fuck the bed. Definitely like Zach Wilson, and then like his number is like the shit emoji or something like that.
Well, I don't know, because like sometimes, you know, if my mom's doing the laundry and she sees a shirt that says "fuck the bed" in the laundry, she's gonna have a talk with me. She's gonna
Yeah, and then you
ask
just
me
show
about
her,
my
you
life
just show her this
choices.
clip. You show her this clip, and then you're good.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
But yeah, the I don't even know what else to say. The Lions would put up like 8 offensive linemen, and we'd have like 4 guys in the box.
Yeah, it was incredible. We felt no need to match their numbers whatsoever.
And I'm glad we didn't, know how to defend it until the last like 2 minutes of the game.
Yes,
It was great. I loved watching it.
yes. I really also enjoyed all the fumbles.
Yeah, and you know what? That's one thing too that like when you look at it, even if Big Ben wasn't there, that's still something that obviously happened, and this should be looked at for. Like it wasn't even also the fumbles. There's just the drop passes, the poor execution, the terrible run blocking. It was bad. Like Najee only averaged 4 yards per carry against the Lions defense. He had 26 carries for like 100 yards. That's terrible. So the Steelers cannot get away with this tie. It's as worse as a loss, if not more, just because the Lions had so many chances to win and then they just didn't. So yeah, the Steelers really fucked this one this week. And from the fumbles of the run defense, it shouldn't be overlooked. This was still a piss poor performance, and I don't know if I can really say with confidence that they're even in playoff contention now, solely based on how they played last week. And with all the injuries that we got, like TJ Watt getting injured, Mika has COVID now, so our season's basically done. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting from this. Anybody else got anything to say more on, you don't want to fire back at the Steelers anymore, give us more shit, because we're moving on to the next one, and you probably won't be able to shit on the Steelers for the rest of the episode.
They have a bye week this week?
They do not. They play
The Chargers.
the Sunday night game.
Speaking of the Chargers, as a fantasy GM with Mike Williams on his roster, I have to say they are not in contention. These guys are bad. There's no way. What do you guys think about these guys?
I think Belichick put a curse on them.
I thought the same thing. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Since facing the Patriots, including the Patriots, they've lost 3 games out of the last 4 games. I think the record is 5-4 now. Not very good. They had a very promising start, and I don't know. They're starting to stumble a little bit. I don't know what's going on with the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know if they're definitely playing like shit these last couple of weeks, but I think they're still contenders. Because like the teams they lost to are good, but
the Vikings.
The Vikings can be good. One week they're the Rams, the next week they're the Jets. So
They only beat the Eagles by 3 points.
that's true. But
They lost to
Ryan, you're gonna hit me for saying this, but I think that Eagles, like, they might be dark horse contenders.
Oh, fuck you.
I'm serious, okay? Like, they kind of look.
To be
okay.
fair, Jalen Hurts does not look like absolute dog shit. And we have a run game now. But bad thing is,
Miles Sanders is coming.
Miles Sanders
the
is
bad
coming
thing
back.
is Miles Sanders is going to be on the field again.
They have just not been, their offense has not been clicking the way it was earlier in the year. I mean, that was what their whole team was like. They put up a lot of points. They were a really good offense. They had really good pass game. I think that's what we've seen decline since the Patriots game. I think, I remember watching that game, and that defense was kind of shutting down Justin Herbert, as they always do. Belichick always has some way to just murder Herbert.
Yeah.
And I think he just hasn't found his groove since, and they don't really have a rush game to back on. Like, Austin Eckler is a great running back, but realistically, he's a great receiving running back.
was going to say, when does he run?
Yeah, he doesn't actually ever run the ball, and that's a
Right.
problem whenever your passing game isn't working. So their offense can't seem to find anything. They have not been in the groove, and their defense was better in the beginning of the year, and they've kind of just not been better than since.
Yeah, and I think that, comes with injuries and them just like they just aren't getting takeaways. And I think that's, kind of a huge thing, especially with the offense struggling, as it has been. They're only averaging 19 points over their, kind of 4-game stint here. So, both sides are struggling. Their rush defense is so bad. It's insane. I don't know how their defense is still like good with that bad of a rush defense, but their secondary is holding them up. That's the only thing keeping that defense together right now. And they just need to get takeaways, maybe some more sacks. But like Ryan, like you said, that offense doesn't look like it did before. And I think a huge part of that, like Statboy said, they need to help out Statboy's fantasy team and get Mike Williams involved. They do. He brings a different dynamic to that offense that they've kind of lost in the last 4 games, but they did have in, the first part of the season. So can you please get Mike White going? Mike
Mike White.
Mike White.
You said it. You
Mike
said it.
Williams. Mike Williams, okay? They're just
As soon as he shaved the dreads, it was like it was not Rapunzel. It was like Hercules or whoever that guy in the Bible is.
Samson the lion from
Samson.
Narnia.
I'm sorry, did you say Rapunzel and Hercules?
Yeah, you cut off Rapunzel's hair. Hercules
was closer to Hercules.
Yeah, all those guys. So Mike White's dreadlocks were Samson's hair, and cut them off. His powers are gone. So
they must have cut off Justin Herbert's hair after like week 7 or so, because it seems like every week now he throws for like 230 yards and a pick. When before he was throwing for like over 330 yards. So Justin Herbert needs to be more consistent. And I think that is,
I think that's his constant fear of Belichick.
Yeah, and not getting Mike Williams involved. So get Mike Williams involved.
Get Belichick
involved. Get Belichick involved. So we got a new segment this week. It's called Who Needs Encroachment? Basically
random dancing.
We're gonna talk about
I kind of.
We can't copyright.
Sorry. I
ride. Okay. So basically the segment is going to be talking about which players or teams kind of need a pep talk to get going. These people or teams have been struggling lately, and they really need a kick in the ass. So guys, we're gonna give them that encroachment and that kick in the ass that they need.
Bring me some ass.
I got some ass for you right
I'm
here.
here to chew ass and kick bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
You know what? Anyway, Ryan, I got some ass for you. You want some?
Give me some ass.
I got some Raider ass for you.
Oh, the Raiders.
The Raiders. They've been slacking this past week.
Okay? Derek Carr isn't elite anymore.
It's
Derek Carr isn't
elite.
Not,
okay, listen. It's not only Derek Carr. Okay, he's definitely an issue, but he's not the total problem. Okay. They're 2-4 in their last 6 games. I mean, they've lost to some decent teams, but they've also lost to the Bears and the Giants. So, as AFC wildcard contender or division contender for that sake, you can't lose to those teams.
Yeah.
So Derek Carr's been struggling the last 2 games. He has 4 turnovers in the last 2 games. The Raiders only scored 16 points against the Giants and 14 against the Chiefs. And, those defenses aren't exactly good. So I don't know what's up with the Raiders right now. Maybe this is the after effect of, getting hit with John Gruden or, the loss of Henry Ruggs. I'm not really sure, but the Raiders need that encroachment this week, and they got to get it going if they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they started to look good. They actually were leading their division, looking proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
They had good offense, good defense. They lost Ruggs, but they brought in Deshaun Jackson. And
what a replacement!
What a replacement! Really. I don't know what he was doing the other day. That was awful.
I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, they just can't seem to find it offensively against bad defenses. They need to be able to put up big points.
The Titans wide receiver core. This whole year, they've been a pretty big letdown. I mean, they've been missing a lot of their weapons. Julio missed a couple games throughout the beginning of the season, and obviously he's on IR now. But before that, through I think what are you playing 6 games? He had about 350 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 tackles. So he's got more tackles than touchdowns right now. And then AJ Brown.
Oh, the Brown.
AJ Brown is not having the season that we thought he would. He's been a great receiver the last couple of years, and while we expected Julio Jones to contribute more, he hasn't, and AJ hasn't been doing what he usually does. I think he's at around 550 yards this season. About 280 have come from the last 3 games, which is a lot. Before that, he was basically a non-factor in games, and now he's missed a couple games too, but I don't think that's any excuse. And besides that, their depth chart position is really lacking. So I don't know what they're planning on doing for the rest of the season, but they definitely need some help.
I agree.
Yeah, and it sucks with, Julio being out. I think he's supposed to be out for at least 3 more weeks, I think. And, obviously it doesn't help that Ryan Tannehill doesn't have that run game to rely on. Having – because he has no time in the pocket now because teams don't have to worry about the run because they don't run. So that just makes it even tougher for them. But yeah, I do agree. If this team's going to maintain, the look that they have from being 8-2, they got to get the receivers going.
Yeah, I think he's a good ass.
And that's poor receiving from going up against some not great defenses.
True.
Jacksonville, the Colts, I mean, their secondary's all right, but I don't think the Colts have an insane defense by any means.
Yeah.
So they Kansas City, they've really struggled against some not great defenses.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's about time the old Super Bowl champs, the Buccaneers, get a kick in the ass. I know so in a 3-week span, they had a bye week and 2 losses. And that's just not something you should be seeing, especially against the Saints with Trevor Seaman and the freaking Washington football team with Taylor Heineke. Like, Brady just lost to both of them. That team just, I don't know what they're doing. They're just not looking like they were.
Yeah, and there's always the Saints handicap with Brady. I don't know what it is, but the Saints always do a really good job of defending Brady. And it was in New Orleans, so that wasn't that bad of a loss. But I mean, man, losing to the football team, what are they doing? I don't understand.
2 words: Taylor Heineke.
He is a dog.
Got their number. He is a dog.
He's got to get traded to an NFC South team. He has to. I mean, if he's just only start him against the Bucs. Only play him against the Bucs. But Stat Boy, who do you think needs encroachment?
Probably the entire Seahawks franchise. They have just been
not even the team, just the entire
down
franchise.
Bad, especially Russell Wilson. Man, my man has nobody around him. His defense, the Legion of Boom, they are dog water. He's got, the Lockets and the Metcalfs and stuff, but man, it's tough. The poor guy. So give him give him a little hug, give him some sugar and say, it's okay, Russ. It's going to be okay. Encroach on him.
Is that the definition of encroaching?
Yeah.
Just give him a little
That's
Give him a little
Absolutely.
sugar.
give him a little hug, give him a little love. Yeah, dude, I agree. And it's actually a perfect.
Hey, really interesting you say that, Statboy. That gives me a incredibly easy segue into my next section of the podcast, which is, well, I say we jump a little bit deeper into encroaching Russell Wilson, giving him that love, giving him a little huggy hug. Seattle's not looking good, and I think we should talk about why. I feel like there's a lot going into what's going wrong with them, and it is bad. It is bad. 0 points last week. That is not the comeback we thought Russell Wilson was going to have.
Yeah, and I kind of banked on that for my game picks because I thought, Russell Wilson had said that he was ready to go, that he felt like 90%, which for an NFL quarterback, I feel like that's pretty much as good as you can be. And Aaron Rodgers, definitely was affected by not practicing the previous 2 weeks because of COVID. So I thought the Seahawks were going to come out strong in this one, but I was dead wrong once again.
Classic Dylan.
Yeah, classic me. They went scoreless against Green Bay. First time this happened in a decade since Russell Wilson has been with the Seahawks. So this is, something that should not be, should not, be untalked. You fucking fucked me up. I don't even know what to say now. I'm just thinking of black top.
I agree.
Nice.
Yeah, but Seahawks got, they got shut down for the first time in a decade. Russell Wilson did not look good. Only 50% completion percentage, 160 yards, 2 interceptions, which both were in the red zone, which hurts even more. So the Seahawks team is
That is not very
looking
Russell Wilson.
real
That's
bad.
one of his things is the red zone. He's always been known for being a good red zone guy, especially with Tyler Lockett out there. And
Especially-
obviously Chris Carson is hurting a lot. Without it, Collins isn't that guy.
Right.
That's just a struggle they're gonna have to get over until he's back, figure something out there. And I don't know what's going on. I feel like honestly at this point, kind of like what Justin said about the Titans receivers, the Seattle receivers doing the same thing. We're just not seeing much out of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett since the beginning of the season, and I just don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. I feel like DK's having an okay year. I think Tyler Lockett, he's very up and down as he usually is. But like you said, Chris Carson being out is, there's some clear frustration, on the offense because he's not there. It's not like they don't have a run game without him, but I mean, he's still a key piece to this offense. And, I think that's why they've been struggling lately. And, maybe we're jumping the gun because Russell Wilson's only been back for a game. But, I mean, I still think that, their offense in general has just not looked as good as it has been before.
Yeah.
So, but I will say their defense has been playing better. I'll give them credit there. Even like this season, they have been statistically one of the worst defenses in the league. But they've actually surprisingly played pretty well.
Joel Adams had another interception.
Another one.
Didn't he have
Yeah.
I don't know.
This was his third one ever.
Oh,
You know who he ties all-time interceptions?
Vince Wilfork.
Vince Wilfork.
I knew it. Big Daddy Wilfork. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like they have to put Jamal Adams more in coverage. Is he just that bad at coverage? Is that why?
His name is Blitz Boy for a reason.
That's true. Fans wouldn't just make that up.
But is it because he just blitzes every play, or is it because
Blitz
he's not
Boy
getting coverage?
blitzes all the time.
Remember when Ben threw him the ball on a silver platter and it just bounced off his chest like a little idiot?
Well, yeah, but that's why he's on defense and on offense.
I
But
guess.
it's just one play, I guess.
Yeah,
just one. Yeah.
Justin, do you agree that Blitzboy is dog water at coverage?
Blitz Boy is dog water, man.
Jamal Adams
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's who Blitzboy.
at coverage, yes.
See, he gets it.
Okay. Well, okay. Even with them being bad in coverage, the Seahawks have only been allowing an average of 12 points per game
It's quite
over the last 3 games. I will say, I mean, maybe it's not. I think it's still, notable, even though the offenses have been the Saints. But I think that was before Jameis Winston got hurt, and then there's the Jags. But I mean,
Packers 17 points, though.
they played well against the Packers. All right, boys. Anything else to say about the Seahawks? They're currently 3-6. Do you see them still making the playoffs, or making a run at some point?
Second half, Russell Wilson is the
Definitely
only Russell
not.
Wilson we're going to get to see. So no,
Yeah, I was gonna say second half. Russell Wilson is not.
he's not that guy.
He's not that guy.
All right, guys. So up next, we're going to talk about our players of the week. Who do you guys think had the big game of the week? Showed up, called out, big nutsack, if you may.
I tell you who took the biggest nutsack this week, and it was Stephon Diggs. Okay, he finally got involved in the Bills' offense, and I didn't post this clip, but I will just to prove a point. If I get fire on this, we did say that the Bills' offense, if it had to get going, it had to get Stephon Diggs involved, and they did this week. He had like 170 receiving yards and a touchdown. They were fine. He finally looked like the old Stephon Diggs, and it was really good to see him get involved. And I think the Bills need to continue doing this if their offense is going to perform at that top level.
Yeah, he was doing really well. dun, dun, dun. Thank God I input.
Was that your player?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he did really. Yeah. My player, who I've talked about before, because dude is balling out the season. You know, he's proving himself to be a top receiver, which is not something we expected. Once again, Deebo Samuel. But what's crazy about this week is not only did he receive well, but my man literally played running back half the game. He had 5 receptions for 97 yards and a touchdown, and 5 rushes for 36 yards and a touchdown. That's crazy against the Rams defense.
Yeah.
He rushed on Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and Jalen Ramsey. Also in the run, I'd like to do a little shout out. George Kittle absolutely manhandled Von Miller.
Oh, I love that clip. Oh, that's amazing.
Von Miller did get tossed. I will say though, when I forget what I was doing, I don't know if I was studying or whatever, but I looked on my phone to see the stats, and Deebo Samuel had 4 rush attempts for 32 yards and a touchdown in 1 catch. I was like, this has to be the weirdest stat ever, but it's Deebo Samuel still going off.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you put him. He's going to get out there.
I was going to say, put him at quarterback next week. He's putting up 400 yards. But,
All right, for my player of the week, I had Ramondre Stevens from the Patriots.
Hey.
You had to see this one coming.
Hell yeah. Drafting him, I was pretty upset. I think we took him in the 4th round. I was pretty upset. I had no idea who the hell the guy was. And Chuba Hubbard was still on the board, who I really wanted us to take, but we didn't. And I think it's for the best. Last week in the major blowout against the Browns, he put up 100 yards on, I think it was something like 20 rushes and 2 touchdowns. Coming from the backup, Damian Harris was out. And just a great performance. I was very happy for him. You know, we saw some great rushes from him in the preseason and haven't seen him a ton in the run game since, because it's been dominated by James White before he got injured, and then Damian Harris. And I'm very, very proud of him, very happy. And I hope to see more of him. That's my player of the week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this was a great example this week of why the Patriots should get multiple running backs involved, in the game at the same time, because, like, Damian Harris can't do it all. I think, I don't know if his injury was overuse or what it was, but I think that Patriots offense is going to look a lot more deadly, with multiple running backs. And you guys do have the running back depth to do it. So I'd like to see more involvement.
With a sick name like Ramondre, how you know?
That's true. Ramondre, just rolls right off the
It
tongue.
does.
It really does.
I'd like to be Rymondre.
Rymondre? That might have to be your new podcast name, is Rymondre.
So, Statboy, tell me which Eagles player is your
I had 2, but since I already pulled on the Eagles cards, I can't really. I don't think you guys would allow me to bring up my opinions.
No. We would love to
I'd
hear
love to hear
whatever Eagles player of the week you got.
I was gonna say Patrick Mahomes, but since you insist, number 1 on the Eagles has to be my boy Devontae Smith, multi-touchdown game, Mr. Rookie of the Year. The first touchdown was an absolute dog shit, stupid throw from Jalen Hurts. He should have never thrown that ball, and Devontae saved that fucker's ass, man. If it wasn't for Devontae, Jalen Hurts wouldn't have gotten that touchdown.
We're going to go into controversial calls, and our first controversial call is a roughing the passer on Lamar Jackson. Yeah, here's the.
Teach me.
I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm okay.
There you see Lamar Jackson moving his arm. Now we go to the replay. Lamar Jackson gets rid of the ball. Oh, he got bumped. Oh, wow.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was roughing the passer.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Was it because he hit his
wrong.
face mask? I think is it because they went face to face?
Oh, it was the shoulder. He puts his shoulder in, bumps him a little bit. Any form of that.
But like
getting into them. Like
he was getting that arm out there to try to block the ball. I don't. That's terrible. I think
I think that was pretty cool.
But yeah, I agree. I think it was a bad call.
Fuck this next call.
Ryan. I was gonna pull up the next one, and Ryan already saw it. So I guess I got to segue into it now. But it's the Steelers roughing the passer. As we know, this was the fourth quarter was just fucked in this game. And all right, so this was a questionable, another roughing the passer call So let's check it out and see if the refs made the right call here. And there,
Look. Hey,
he's going for the leg.
and he slipped away from it. He didn't even grab it. He like slipped his arm down the leg, and then the big fella hurdled him.
Yeah, I hate this call.
This is terrible.
I think this was a very bad
Look at
call.
this. This is so bad.
Jared Goff is a sensitive guy, and I think you need to take that into account with this play.
Look at this. He literally like doesn't even grab his leg, and then the big guy goes. That's terrible. Like Jared Goff's not even a good quarterback we should care about. Why would we care about Goff?
Yeah, and my thing is like he's not going for the knees.
No, it's
he's
an
going
ankle.
for his ankles, and he can't obviously tell when the ball is thrown. So I don't think that should be a roughing the passer call at all. I think that was god awful. That was so bad. That was
a bad call.
This is terrible. Terrible week.
God damn it. The refs are really they're fucking it up.
They're poop butts today.
But tell you what, this
Really
next
fucking
call,
the
Ryan,
bed.
they're gonna fuck the bed even more here on this next call, as we're gonna stay in the Steelers-Lions game. And
running into the kicker
this call, I think, might be
not
worse
this
than the other one.
Yeah,
I'll be quite honest. Yeah. So
Look at
even
the
talk to him.
acting. Look at the acting involved. Oh my! Look at it. He goes limp. He goes limp. Like a little puss punter he is.
And,
I mean, he did run into him.
If we watch it again,
Look, he tries to get out of the way.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
his
right
whole
shoulder.
body was thrown. His whole body was thrown about. He was strewn. That's bullshit.
He did make contact with the kicker in the process of kicking.
no, I mean, I don't think it was enough contact though. Like, I feel like there's always going to be contact with maybe not always, but sometimes there's a little bit of contact with the kickers, and that's just what happens. But I don't think it was enough to call a running into the kicker penalty. I don't know. I mean, no, you know what? Honestly, yeah, I was gonna say we could be biased, but looking at it, like I guess I was only looking at if he had contact with like his leg, like while he was kicking. But Justin, you did make a good point that I guess he did. Technically, his shoulder went into him, but like, I don't know. I don't like that call.
I could see that one going either way, but I'm not super mad at the call. But I'm not a Steelers fan. I'm rooting for the Lions.
All right. Well, at least the first two we can agree were pretty fucked. They
terrible.
They roughing the
The
passer.
first one was probably the worst call I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was so bad. And it was just because like any contact nowadays with the face mask, automatic penalty. Like
Especially on Lamar Jackson.
especially at Lamar. Like I just don't understand. Like every week they just get worse and worse.
Yeah.
It's so bad. But Stat Boy, can you lead us into our last topic? Which is
Next
always
up. Stat Boy's favorite topics. Who won and who lost last week? In
This would have been a good week
first
for you to be a part
place,
of it.
with a record of 5 wins and 7 losses and 1 tie. Imagine winning with a losing record. It is Ryan.
Yeah.
And in second place, there was a tie between Thomas and Dylan.
What the fuck?
Who's Thomas?
Stat Boy. There has been a tie between Stat Boy and Dylan. 4, 8, and 1. Sadly, we have lost.
Yeah, if I would have went with the Bills like a sane person, I would have won this week.
It's tough to be great like I am. 5 wins is hard to do. That's all I'm saying.
The 1 week I missed, I had a chance.
Yeah, you really
Yeah.
you really did, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Would Justin have gone like 2-10-1?
Justin, in your absence, and it's such a piss poor week between everyone, I technically won, but I don't deserve a lot of credit. I'm still shit. So I don't get a punishment because I am the best of the three. But Justin, I'd like to give my punishment duties to you, so you decide Dylan and Thomas's punishment for the week.
Ah.
Oh shit!
I haven't had this power before.
I know. That's why I think it's time you do. I bestow this upon you. Do remember our
Have
allowance for the
mercy.
weeks.
Have mercy.
No need for mercy, Justin.
Matching tattoos. No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I have decided on your punishment.
Okay.
Oh,
Justin.
okay.
Each
Okay.
must record yourselves doing 100 push-ups.
Ooh.
Consecutively?
Continuous, but you
That's
have to do
tough.
100.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Respect it.
That's doable. That's doable. Ryan, I would like us, or I would like you to be our drill instructor and yell at us
That sounds
while we do the push-ups.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
I think that would make it a little more entertaining. Yeah.
That'll be
I
fun,
will.
just that.
I will be crying like a bitch
Yes.
through it, but this might throw off Justin a little bit. But Ryan, you might tell me I'm a liar here, but I'm not like in that bad of shape where like 100 push-ups.
True. That's why, out of respect, you'll be doing it with me on your back.
Look,
Great
I'm
point,
in
bad
pretty
point.
good shape, and 100 push-ups is a pain in the ass. So
100 push-ups is a lot.
No. I know it's still gonna be ass because I'm gonna do the first like 20, 25 are gonna be okay, and then after that it's just gonna be my arms are gonna be like jello. But okay, all right. That was honestly a better punishment than I thought I was gonna get. So I'll take it.
All right.
All right, Stat Boy. Now that we know our punishments, what teams are on a bye, and then you can kind of lead us into this week's games.
All right, we have two losers on the bye, literally Broncos and Rams. They're gonna be going back home. Sad. Maybe come back next week, play better. Thursday night game, Patriots and the Falcons. We finally have an episode where we can record the Thursday night game picks, guys. Let's go.
Well, barely. I mean, the Thursday night game is going to be in like 3 hours.
Yep.
Normal speak.
All right, the Patriots are hot. 4-game win streak. Falcons, they are not. They are averaging 73 rush yards in the game over the last 3 games.
Dogwater.
The Patriots are not dogwater and are averaging 38 points per game with their 4-game win streak. Injuries to the Patriots. They have a long list of injuries, though, guys. Jamie Collins is out. Kyle Duggar is questionable, along with Nick Folk, Damian Harris, Dante Hightower, Shaq Mason, Gunnar Oman, Jonnu Smith, and Kyle Van Noy. For the Falcons, Hayden Hurst, Cordell Patterson, and Calvin Ridley. The first two are questionable. Last one is out.
Patriots,
guys.
fuck you. Pay me.
I hate that the Patriots are like good this year, so that we kind of have to go along with Justin's picks.
I know.
And Patriots fans just in general.
Well, they don't have to be
disgust
good
me.
against the Falcons.
And it's
Take
true.
Take the Falcons. Go ahead.
28-3.
I miss the Cam Newton era of the Patriots.
Yeah, where's that been? But like Stat Boy was saying, 38 points per game in the last 4 games, that's ridiculous. I mean, even against bad defenses, that's insane. I don't like how many injuries they have. That's a lot. I mean, most of them are on defense. So I'm not too worried, considering that the Falcons' best offensive weapon is Cordell Patterson, and he might not even play. So I'm taking the Patriots. I have confidence in Mac Jones. He's really been showing us some stuff, these last couple games. And Jacoby Myers might actually get another touchdown.
Now he's got the feel for it.
We'll see.
Yeah, the Patriots have looked like real playoff recently, and the Falcons are absolutely not even close. So I don't think it'll be even a difficult game. Patriots are just going to roll over.
Yeah, true. And especially, I just want to throw in there, the Falcons are also giving up 29 points a game, which is second worst in the league. So with the Patriots offense cruising like it is, it's not looking good at all.
Starting off for the 1 o'clock games. Colts, Bills. Colts are currently 0-5 against opponents who made the playoffs last year. Jonathan Taylor in the last 5 games, 4 of them, he has had over 100 yards. Notable injuries to the Colts include Rodrigo Blankenship is out. Darius Leonard is questionable. For the Bills, Tremaine Edmonds is questionable. Thoughts?
I'm going with the Bills.
Yeah, I agree with Justin. The Bills looked really good last week. They finally figured out how to use Stephon Diggs, and the Colts just aren't it against good teams yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially if they keep Stephon Diggs involved. I mean, they have a great offense regardless, but especially when they have one of the top receivers in the league, it's just they go stupid.
They do.
Yeah, and I think Carson Wentz, he's been playing well for the Colts, I think, these past couple of weeks, but I don't think that offense is really ready for this Bills defense. I think they're going to have to rely on the run too much here, and I think it's, not really going to work for them. I still think Jonathan Taylor is going to have a good game because he's on an absolute tear right now, as he'll probably break 1,000 yards, this game. But I still have confidence in the Bills this week. I think, that their defense is going to be too good for Carson Wentz. So give me the Bills.
Next up, Texans-Titans. Texans, Laramie Tunsil is supposed to return. And for the Titans, Bud Dupree is questionable, Rashad Evans is questionable, and Julio is still out. What do we
Give me the
think?
Titans.
Titans.
Easy money. Wait.
Oh,
Do we
I'm
get-
going to go with the Texans.
Oh, no.
He's not bullshitting.
There's
Oh,
Justin.
He's not bullshitting.
Look, with most of their weapons out, I think the
No
Texans stand a
explanation.
chance
No
against the
explanation.
Titans.
Oh boy. All right.
Okay.
Next up, the Washington football team versus the Panthers. Washington will be without Antonio Gibson potentially and Terry McLaurin. Chase Young and Montez Sweat are both out. Panthers, Sam Darnold is still out, and Stephon Gilmore is out. Cam Newton is now in the starting role. What do we think?
Give me the
I'm sure he's
Panthers.
starting this week.
Give me the Panthers.
Yeah, I'll take the Panthers.
Ravens, Bears. Lamar Jackson is questionable. And for the Bears, Eddie Jackson and Khalil Mack are questionable.
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yep, Ravens.
Lions, Browns. Lions, Trey Flowers is questionable. And for the Browns, Jack Conklin's out. Nick Chubb is supposed to make his return. And Baker Mayfield is questionable.
Browns.
Brownies.
No, give me the Browns.
I was waiting for it.
I was going to say Justin Baker Mayfield's questionable, so that means the Lions are going to win.
Yeah. All right, 49ers, Jags. 49ers could be without Elijah Mitchell and Deebo Samuel. Jags are good to go. What do we think?
Easy one. Give me the 49ers.
I agree. 49.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 49ers.
Packers, Vikings. For the Packers, Jared Alexander is out. David Bakhtiari is questionable. Aaron Jones is doubtful. Vikings are also good to go.
Give me the Cheese Boys.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers.
Yeah, give me the Packers.
All right. Dolphins, Jets. Will Fuller expects to return. What?
Just a horrible.
It's such a
game.
bad game.
These guys are pretty good. Will Fuller expected to return. Devontae Parker is out and Tua questionable. Jacoby Brissett also questionable. For the Jets, Mackie Becton is out and Zach Wilson is questionable.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
Remember,
Yeah,
Joe
you get Dolphins.
Flacco. Joe Flacco is supposed to start.
I know.
Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins here.
I don't say that a lot, but
Saints. Eagles. For the Saints, Taron Armstead questionable along with Alvin Kamara. For the Eagles, Brandon Brooks and Miles Sanders expected to return. And Dallas Goedert is questionable. Probably won't play due to his concussion.
give me the Eagles. Not by much, but give me the Eagles.
Yeah, give me the Eagles.
Alvin Kamara's questionable. He
Yeah,
didn't even practice
look at
today.
my
He
thing is
wasn't in
like
practice today.
if Alvin
Doesn't take
Kamara
that whole
plays,
truth.
I think they take this.
Four finger in the dog either way.
I guess the Eagles.
God
I guess
damn it, people disagree with me. My win cannot hang on the Texans. There be more
You
disagreement.
know what? Yeah, that's what we do. We write it out until
Every pick,
yeah.
Oh boy. All right, for the 4:00 games. Bengals, Raiders. No injuries, boys.
Man, both these teams are struggling.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Yeah, give me the Raiders.
No, I'm gonna go with the Raiders too.
Shit.
All right. Cowboys, Chiefs. Chiefs are on a hot one, 3 straight. Both teams are coming off comeback weeks. The Cowboys beat down the Falcons after losing to the Browns. And Mahomes led the Chiefs past division rival Raiders on Sunday. No interceptions that night. 406 yards, 5 touchdowns. Zeke, though, has not had a 100 rush yard game in 4 weeks. Love it.
Give me the Chiefs.
Cowboys. I haven't even gone over
sorry.
the. Let me do my thing, Justin.
You paused for a second. I thought that was it.
I love the fire from Stat Boy.
Injuries. Cowboys. Randy Gregory is out. CeeDee Lamb is questionable. DeMarcus Lawrence is out, along with Greg Zuerlein, whatever his name is. Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire expected to return. What do we think, guys? It's only one.
Good Chiefs.
Why are you going with the Chiefs?
You're allowed to explain, Justin.
Oh, do you want me to explain?
It's
Yes.
it's encouraged.
It's encroachment.
Nope.
It's encroachment. The Chiefs have been on a hot streak lately, and I'm just hoping that someone disagrees and takes the Cowboys and the Chiefs upset them. And I figured, the Cowboys have been having a solid season, so I figured maybe Dylan would dick ride them. So that's why I went with the Chiefs. I really think their offense can pull it out in this one.
Dolan.
You look it straight at me. If CeeDee Lamb doesn't play in this game, I don't think the Cowboys take it. But I think this is a week where Zeke can get 100 rushing yards. And the Cowboys defense has been looking okay recently. And, but they're in Kansas City. It's going to be a tough one. But I'm taking the Cowboys. I think they're going to pull it out. As long as CeeDee Lamb plays, I think they're going to win, and they're going to get Zeke going. And maybe Mahomes falls back to 10 interception Mahomes. I don't know. But
I think
we'll
this
see.
will be a fun game to watch. I think the addition of Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be huge. They can kind of have a run game going, hopefully. So I think that's going to be a big deal for them. And the Chiefs looked really good last week, and I think they're going to roll through and do it again. So I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Cardinals, Seahawks. Notable injuries. Cardinals are without Chase Edmonds, DeAndre Hopkins questionable, Kyler Murray is questionable. The Seahawks, Chris Carson is going to make his return. What do we think, guys?
Give me the Cardinals.
I'm going to say the Cardinals too, because I think Kyler Murray is going to come back this week.
I'm going with the Cardinals as well.
Even if he doesn't play, I got Colt McCoy taking it.
Cole.
Really? Even if they don't play?
McCoy.
All right. We'll go into the next meeting, boys, but we just got Sunday night and Monday night, and we're done ski.
We did go into another meeting to talk about these Sunday night and Monday night games, but unfortunately, your dumbass host, Dylan, forgot to record the video. So I'm just going to flash up our Sunday night and Monday night game picks. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to share this video and subscribe. Thank you guys, and see you next week.